It's TooT3rpd.
Should y'all freestyle or anything? He say, okay, I know. Yup, this is the TooT3rpd podcast, and this your boy Donovan, a.k.a. Mr. You Knew What It Was When You Signed Up.
It's Lila, a.k.a. your Grow Girl from Grow Gear, a.k.a. Lila Midwest.
Because she does it best. All right, and y'all already know. We got TooT3rpd history in the making right now, y'all. I feel like this is what we would call a bridge building pod today. This is going to be our first ever dispensary on TooT3rpd today. And for the representatives today, we got Jack and Ruth.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having us, guys.
My bad. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Had to let that studio audience know, all them people out there. Of
course.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it, yeah. All right, so how y'all doing today?
We're good. Great. Yeah.
Great day.
I had worked all day, so helping out patients, so it was good.
All right, there we go. Yeah. Straight from the gig.
Absolutely.
I like that.
It's a long day for you. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
Yeah, no, this is great. I've actually been really looking forward to this for about a week. Ever since we kind of decided to do it, I've been, just ready to go. I'm excited. I'm glad Ruth's here too. I'm glad she kind of set this up.
Hell yeah.
It's a big deal. It's my boss, so yeah.
No pressure, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like, oh gosh, but yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like she's gonna get a promotion after this shit. At least she should.
Yeah, we'll have to talk a little offline about it.
And let's go. All right, so go ahead and let everybody know what you all do at Swade.
All right, so I am the lead product specialist in Ellisville. We have 5 stores: Cherokee, Del Mar, St. Peter's, and
The Grove.
Yeah, the Grove. I'm like, why can't I remember? And then Ellisville. So, we opened in March of last year. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'm the director of retail operations, so I kind of oversee the operations of all 5 of our dispensaries. So I do most of the hiring, occasionally some of the firing. I do all of our product purchasing. Every piece of technology that comes through the dispensaries, I'm kind of in charge of seeing how that is up and operational and make sure it's day to day doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Okay, that's what's up.
He does everything. All of everything. Mastermind. So, yeah.
You already got the raise, Ruth.
Yeah, no.
I like it.
And how did you get started in cannabis? Why don't we start with you, Ruth? So, are you from St. Louis? Are you from Missouri?
Yes. So I grew up in South City, or like South County in Afton. Mm-hmm. So I went there and then moved to St. Charles, and I went to Lindenwood for college to be a teacher.
Well, high school?
High school, Afton.
Okay, that's what's up.
Afton, yeah. So went to school to be a teacher, and honestly, I talk with my hands. Obviously, I'm a teacher, but it was the best job ever. I taught first grade, then special ed, and then wanted to make a difference. So I moved to the city to teach, and then COVID happened, and I realized this is not for me. And so I found cannabis, I guess, in college, and then more actually medicinally using after I had my child. I just realized that I didn't want to take the normal antidepressants and things that just didn't make me feel too good. And, it was inconsistent with cannabis, but as it just progressed and I was able to find people that were able to find good stuff and more consistent things, it worked out for me. So, but then Swade came in and we ended up getting medical in Missouri, and it was up the street from where my babysitter was, and I stopped in, became a patient, and just decided that's what I wanted to do. And he's like, well, they were like, we look for teachers, we look for waitresses and things like that, and people are good with working with people, and I just like to help people. And so,
right on.
Yeah, definitely found a passion with it.
Okay, now what is your, what do you like best about your position and kind of the transition from going from a teaching environment to something totally different? So,
no parents, and still making a difference in every person's life.
Hold up, so you haven't ran into a parent yet that didn't walk into Swade?
Oh, all of them. But like I'm thinking that, yeah, 100%. But like it's finally like making them feel comfortable and just it's wonderful to be able to reward them after their long day. So, instead of being like, sorry, your kid was rough today.
Right.
No, you need this because I know your kid was bad as hell. So.
Exactly.
That's cool. So you've been there now. So you said you started there when they opened back in March.
Yeah.
And that's when you started with the company. Okay.
Yeah, and it's been amazing to see patients from then till now. Because, I mean, it's a word. I mean, we have had a 13-year-old. Sorry, I'm going to keep hitting this. But we have a 13-year-old that has been coming the whole time and has been just progressively getting better. And just, so, I mean, then older people with just arthritis or with cancer and just treatments and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
And you're right there. So you are the connection from, their life to cannabis. So you get to hear firsthand what it does for them and, kind of their experiences.
Oh, yeah. And whenever they come in and they're like, I don't want to necessarily do this. However, my doctor said I can't take pain medication anymore. So this is there's been, I would say, 3 to 4 people I've worked with personally. And we have to titrate and microdose to where we want to get with, them with whatever, if it's a tincture, if it's an edible, if it's flower, because it's just the easiest. But it's cool.
Mm-hmm. And, okay, so we knew about what you were doing before that. And tell us about your journey into cannabis, Jack.
My journey is pretty non-conventional. I would say that for sure. I was born and raised out in Washington, Missouri, so definitely a Missouri native. Out in the country, in the sticks is what people in the city probably think of. But went to school up in Kirksville where I met my wife now. Got my master's degree down at Missouri State, down in Springfield. And got my first glimpse into the cannabis world with actually an ex-girlfriend.
The ladies that always do it to us.
Yeah, and ended it. So I actually
damn.
I actually broke up with this girlfriend because she was a little too into cannabis for me at the time.
Oh,
no. Whoa.
Yeah, it's one of my,
Has she come back around to just like pop her head up and be like, ha ha?
Oh, no. If she knew where I was right now, I'd get, 2 middle fingers way up. Yeah, for sure. So I met my wife in college, and we've been together since about 2016. She got her doctorate in audiology, and we were moving to Michigan. I decided to go with her, kind of near the end of college, and at this point, I'm still kind of in between on how I feel about cannabis. I'm not totally on board with it, not totally against it, that's for sure. But my passion's definitely always been helping people. My original path in life was going to be physical therapy, and it didn't work out. I didn't feel like taking up all those student loans, so...
Smart man.
Yeah, so far it's worked out pretty well. So I go with my wife up to Michigan. I need something to pay the bills, and I applied for a bud tender position. And at this point, I'm like, oh man, is this really what I want to be doing with my life? Is this the right move for me? What are my parents, what are my family going to think? Haven't looked back since. Got up there, worked as a bud tender for a while, realized Michigan at the time was a medical state, and I just realized what was coming out of this plant and out of this product. And there's been so many tears shed on the sales floor of our dispensaries that I realized that as a newly into this industry person, that this is where I needed to be, and this is how I'm going to help people, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever it is. And I'm up there for about 2 years. My wife finishes her degree in audiology, and that's right about the time Missouri started issuing their licenses here. We both knew we wanted to come back home. She's from the city. I'm from the sticks up in the middle of nowhere. So we met in the middle, and we live in the county right now.
Okay.
But right as soon as the licenses were issued, I only applied to one place, and that was Belief. And I got that job, got to stay in the industry. I opened 9 stores up in Michigan, moved back here, and I've opened the 5 for Swade. Okay. And the rest is history.
That's what's up.
Maybe we can explain that a bit. So there's Belief, which is... How do you describe Belief?
So Belief started as a CBD and hemp company about 5 years ago. So we were growing hemp plants. We were creating CBD oil. We were creating CBD oil specifically for kids with epilepsy. That was kind of the passion and the idea behind Belief. Once the licenses were issued, Belief became our parent company. So under the parent company of Belief, we have 10 total licenses. We have 5 dispensaries. That's Swade. That's where we are. We have 3 grow facilities. That's Sinse. And 2 manufacturing facilities. That's Phytos. So we kind of touch the plant along every part of the way. So we create our own vapes. We've got our own edibles line. We've obviously got our own dispensaries. It's been great. It's been a fun journey so far.
How big is the company now with all of those different facilities? How many employees?
So at the dispensary, we've got about 50, about 10 at each store. Company-wide, I think we're at about 150 total.
Okay, yeah, right on. And so so what do you have to say? What's your favorite part now about the job that you have, and with Swade or Belief in particular?
It's my favorite part is our employees and the patients. I love getting people like Ruth into the right positions. You know, like she was saying, I look for teachers, for nurses, for people who've worked in the service industry who can, you know, innately have that connection with people, with patients, and talk to them, educate them about the product, and who have a passion for making people feel better. And so far, that's been amazing. You know, I already said that there's been a lot of tears shed on our sales floors, people coming in, you know, whether they've been smoking cannabis their whole life and it's finally legal and it's finally, you know, they don't have to hide anymore, or if it's something that, you know, they've been on painkillers, opiates for however long, and they're looking for something that finally is going to break the ice on their pain or whatever it is. And they realize that, oh, you know, it's just as simple as taking a gummy. You know, maybe it's a pre-roll, it's some flour at the end of the night, and it's giving them their life back. And so hearing those stories, those patient testimonials, is by far the best part of the job.
That's awesome.
Yep.
We get tears in the grow shop every now and then too.
That's good.
Yeah,
I bet.
yeah,
That's great.
It is like very touching. It like makes your day in the best kind of way when those moments happen. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so let's see. What about products?
Before you
Oh,
go
what do
real
you
quick.
got?
Yeah. So I want to know what's like a day-to-day for both of you. So
Okay.
we'll start with Jack first, since we were dialing off of him. So what would be like a day-to-day for you? What's your typical day?
So typical day to me, I'm putting out a lot of fires.
Okay.
Whether it's inventory problems, we have to be compliant with the state. Whether it's a piece of our technology stack that isn't working, our point of sale system isn't talking to the statewide track and trace system, our online ordering system isn't working. So it's a lot of kind of spending time with the managers of the stores and the vendors of these products, as well as personnel issues.
Okay.
You know, that when you're managing people, when you're managing a plant, when you're managing a product like this, problems are going to come up all the time.
Facts.
And so most of my day, most of my work week is spent putting out fires, working on kind of tailoring that back and kind of looking forward on like what the future for Swade is going to be. Thinking a little bit more strategically, how can we better serve the patients? How can we better, you know, we spent the last year and a half just getting up and operational. Right now, we're kind of in the fine-tuning phase.
Gotcha.
On do we have the right people in the right places? Like, do we have the right products to sell? Are we well represented in the communities that we serve?
I like that. All right, what about you, Ruth?
So as a product specialist, I'm also like one of the managers too out at Ellisville, and so, you know, we open and then we check if we have deliveries, and deliveries are just met with our security guard, and we just make sure we check metrics that are everything, and, you know, just bring them into the system and count everything up. And it's a lot of inventory and counting and remembering percentages and honestly research. Like, I mean, I had my book in the car, like just knowing what the different strains are made up of and all that kind of stuff. I've learned everything I know about cannabis at this job. So
That is dope.
yeah, it's
I would, as patients probably have pretty high expectations sometimes on as far as the information that you need to provide with the product or recommendations that you're making.
yeah, especially with the older patients that come in that just want to be able to sit down and talk about things and let you like listen to their story and, you know, just really form that connection with them, which we do take the time to do. And I mean, it really is about like, where are you at? How are you feeling right now in this moment before taking that extra step? So really, I mean, yeah, I mean, in March, the days were really slow. There were not many people there. We might have 20 to 30 patients, but now we're having, 50 to 70 patients a day, and just as long conversations though. Like, so none of that goes away. It's really focuses on taking the time, making sure, did you like the Cushmans last time, or do we need to try something else? Like, what, what do we have as an option? So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you brought us a really, really nice selection of different swag and products. So what would you say? There's a lot that you all have. What are your favorites right now?
I am definitely a flower person. However, most of the amend one-to-one things I cannot do without. With the CBD and like utilizing the entourage effect, I feel like, to medicate, because I am an all-day medicator. I will pretty much say that just to, and with anxiety and depression and, ADD, it kind of goes both ways. It just depends, but it's nice. It's been great to be able to utilize all the different products. And we have pure shots of like sativa. So like if it's like a 5-hour energy, it's 45 milligrams of like a sativa tincture type thing, but it's wonderful because it's, cannabis instead of just, the poison.
Right.
That's in something else. So,
Right.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm a certified lightweight, without a doubt. It does not take me very much to get. But there's two products that stand out for me right now. Flower is our blueberry muffin. It is without a doubt one of the most unique smelling, potent strains that we have. The smell is in the name. It's, you open that up, it doesn't even smell like cannabis. It smells like a bakery. It's incredible. Really incredible flower to smoke. My next favorite product that I've been using every night for the last 2 months are what you said, are amend tablets. I used to have such trouble sleeping. I actually even track my sleep on my little wrist thing here. But ever since I've been taking these 2.5 milligram tablets every night, I've been sleeping through the night, don't wake up, fall asleep great, no problems. It's been awesome. Honestly, life-changing.
Okay.
It's over the last 2 months.
That's
I can't speak
awesome.
highly enough about it.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I finally found the right mixture for my sleep too, because not being able to sleep is the worst.
It is. What's crazy is insomnia isn't a covered condition. So even if you're kind of secretly needing a med card for that, you
Right.
kind of have to work around it
Find
and find
yeah.
another reason.
Another way to phrase it.
Yeah.
What's causing the insomnia?
Yes, it's my back pain.
Yes. I like it. So can you talk a little bit? So you were kind of talking a little bit about this earlier, Jack, but what can you tell us kind of about your experience with stigma with being in the cannabis space, or any type of, do you feel criticism from family, friends, people you encounter just out in the world, like being a cannabis professional? Like, how does that?
So getting into this world, I was really worried about that. And it has not happened whatsoever. Even my most conservative aunts, uncles, my grandparents, who would never be caught dead with a joint on their hands or some edibles or something like that. It's even funny, my parents, who are very proud of the industry I'm in, the work I'm doing, they love it. They were pretty hush hush about where I worked. I was always pharmaceutical sales or in the agriculture industry, whatever it was. But eventually word got out, and even those ultra conservative aunts and uncles, they would come to me and be like, Jack, my arthritis is kind of an accident.
Ah, shit.
That's how it happens every time.
I'm like, it's okay. You can tell me. It's fine. I'm here to help. If you
Yeah.
need something you think it's going to help, by all means, we'll go for it. So, that stigma is still there a little bit, but it's definitely going away. And I don't hide at all where I work now.
That's what's up.
That's really great.
I definitely have a lot of the stigma still in my life. I kind of did the whole Instagram thing with my Mo Weed Mama, just to be able to separate that from the teacher thing, and not necessarily family, because family's family, they know who I am. However, they didn't know that I was high all the time. They didn't know that I was constantly medicating. But,
Right.
But it was nice to be able to tell that to my dad. And he was like, "Well, I didn't even know."
Yeah.
Love you. So
That's kind of a good thing, though.
it is, and it's also a more comfort level of why was I anxious about being anxious, and
Yeah.
So.
I think it also, at least in my experience, not only the people who come through our stores, but you find out the people who have been probably hiding it for so long. my close family members, extended family members, they're like, yeah, I've been smoking since the 60s. Like,
Yo.
Whether it's for medication or other, this is not a new thing. And now that it's, a little bit more accepted, there's 150 dispensaries, they don't have to hide anymore. And they can just, kind of be out in the open. Like, look, this is what I do. Makes me feel this way. And, it's changed my life.
Yeah. It was a big relief for me because to my family and friends, everybody knew who I was. Like you're saying, your family knows you. But professionally, there was a long period of time where I couldn't, talk about that or have that part of myself be out there. So it was like a huge relief. And this was recent for me to be able, because the type of position that I had, I really couldn't be so open about it. And so, yeah, coming off of that and like being able to like shed that burden, such a good feeling for me. Yeah.
I didn't start smoking until my early 20s. So by the time I started smoking, it was kind of one of those things where like, oh, you about to start smoking now? Aren't you kind of old? Yeah. So it's kind of like, hey, man, I probably should have started smoking a long time ago because it changed my life. Like, I don't know. Weed saved my life, honestly.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that. It's definitely my medication. 1,000%.
Yeah, and being able to have just the assortment and variety that we have now just makes it that much easier to medicate the way that you need to.
Yeah, actually it's kind of ironic. Before you guys got here, I was listening to our first Swade review, like back up almost a year ago to this day. It's actually a year and a couple weeks ago, and we first reviewed y'all. And I remember it was just a pre-roll back then, and now look at everything that y'all got, man.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Oh yeah, we have carts full of all that. It's awesome. So
yeah. Everybody's coming full circle right now. It's dope.
It's good. I mean, there's never been really a better time to be a patient or a consumer, at least in Missouri.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, with that, real quick. So, what would you say is the difference between Missouri and Michigan?
Well, when I was up there, it's a metric state, so they, everything had to be tested, everything had to, kind of be tracked and traced by the state. Same in Missouri. However, up in Michigan, there wasn't really a level playing field. So when I started, everything was super, super regulated. However, there were some legacy dispensaries who were basically growing it in the back and making their own concentrates, making their own vapes. So rules weren't really enforced until kind of the end of my time up there.
Gotcha.
Come to Missouri where everyone's on the same playing field from the get-go. Everyone has to follow the same rules. Everyone has to follow the same testing standards, all that kind of stuff. That's the biggest difference. That and the ease of access. I mean, I think it's awesome that Missouri has such a, I guess you call it lax way of getting a med card. I think it's awesome that if you need this, you can get it. In Michigan, it was a little bit tighter on how you could, or what conditions were approved to get your med card. So, I mean, I think when I was looking at the numbers, DHSS expected us to only have about 50,000 patients by this point. We've got 200,000 right now. So obviously there's a need for it. People love it. So that ease of access while in a heavily regulated market is definitely the biggest difference.
Yeah, I've heard that Missouri, the percentage of med card holders to population is pretty high compared to other states.
Yeah,
already.
Not to mention we do have that gun protection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where it's if you do have a gun on you, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like Missouri will be able to back you up in that. So
yeah,
which helps.
Safe, responsible use. I recommended having a gun,
but it is a Missouri question. Let's be honest. Like it is the
Yes.
most common question that comes in and keeps people. They have their guests with them, where it's like you're not their guest. Like get your med card. You don't want to not have your med card whenever you're out in public with this. Just that you're gonna get in just as much trouble. So.
Well, no, we all know Ruth about the med cards. That's for sure. Nah, for real though. Shout out to you. The main reason why I got my med card. Real shit.
Yeah. No, I've always been a person who likes to do the right thing, and it is nice that Missouri has everything set up the right way, and then Swade made sure that like education and making sure all of these things is just at the forefront of all of it, and so patient education is awesome. So
that's great. And how did you in-house training? You said you had a book. So how did you get up to speed on everything you needed to know?
Well, fortunately, it was a little slower at the beginning. So I did have that time to, really learn and work on those things. But, I mean, there were a lot of people already working there that have been well-established and been, learning all these things. Like Gavin, our head trainer, is, I mean, just to go in and listen to him, like just to be his patient would be, it's just and it's an experience in itself because he takes you through it just to make sure, you know, I mean, and he is a model of how we all should just interact with patients and getting to know them before just throwing out what we enjoy and what are the best things we've liked, because it's not what it's not. So,
Right.
Yeah, it's 100% patient based. You know, I don't care if you're coming into our store to buy one single pre-roll or buy an ounce of cannabis. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, we're there to find a product that matches your needs. You know, if that's a tincture, if that's a gummy, if that's an eighth of flour, you know, whatever it is. Like, we're not trying to upsell. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. As long as you leave happy and come back and say, hey, that worked really, really well for me. I need another one of those. That's, at the end of the day, all that matters.
I like that.
So, speaking of community focus, patient focus, tell us a little bit about how Swade has connected with the communities. So that we've got a couple collaborations that we heard about. Arch Apparel is one of them. So tell us about that.
So Arch Apparel kind of came about just on a whim. You know, back in, I guess, in our earlier days, we were just kind of reaching out to St. Louis known brands, and it turns out the Arch Apparel folks are cannabis fans. And you know, they were kind of already looking for a way to kind of get into the industry. So we partnered with them to launch that line. So if you've seen their stuff, there's a rolling tray here. You know, they've kind of taken the St. Louis City flag, replaced the fleur-de-lis with a cannabis leaf, a couple other St. Louis things, you know, focused around cannabis. But the idea behind that was to cement ourselves with another St. Louis known brand, and Arch Apparel, you know, it's in the name. It's Arch Apparel. You can see it right out the window.
Right.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's just kind of how that came about. And there are a lot of other partnerships that we've also, you know, established ourselves as a St. Louis company, St. Louis brand. Each of our St. Louis City dispensaries all have a mural done by a local artist. On our Cherokee one, we had a gentleman named Eyes. He came and did a really cool piece of artwork for us. It's hanging in our dispensaries. In the Loop, we had an artist named Brock Seals.
Oh, shout out.
A really, really cool guy.
Yeah.
If you ever need your cleats painted, he's the one to do it.
That's right. Yeah, he's been doing a couple guys in the
He
NFL.
does, yeah. He's done NFL guys. He's done, I think he did Harrison Baders for the Cardinals.
I think you're right, yeah.
Really, really cool, really unique art style, really cool stuff. The third guy we used was Javen Solomon. Another shout out to him. He did our massive mural on the front of our Grove dispensary.
Okay.
He's got some really, really unique stuff around St. Louis. So I highly recommend checking him out on Instagram. Does some really cool stuff.
Right on.
Yeah. I've been inside the Del Mar one. The Grove one, I was outside of it and was checking it out during that naked bike ride. You remember that? Yeah.
You might have seen me.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Shout out Jack. Next time y'all know who to look out for. Sway in the building. Probably got that Swade tat on his back.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Big, infinity aspect there. Yeah.
I haven't been to any of the locations yet. I'm sorry to say. I'll be in. I'll come check it out.
Yeah, you should go to Cherokee Street, or I mean, like Del Mar and the Grove and Cherokee Street are probably the most beautiful to look at. But again, it's like my store and St. Peter's, just kind of, they're all very beautiful. Like
Nice.
I mean, it's one of those things that patients will walk in and be like, "Gosh, your store is just so nice," and we're like, "Yeah." This is it.
And we try to match the neighborhoods that we're in. I mean, if you're familiar at all with the Del Mar Loop, it's pretty eclectic, pretty music oriented, and that's seen in our dispensary. You know, the mural that Brock Seals did, it looks kind of like something that would have come from Blueberry Hill right down the road.
Exactly.
It's got a big astronaut neon on it. It's got a mural of Tina Turner and Nelly and records on the wall and all that kind of stuff. So we're matching the neighborhoods. We want to fit in. I mean, we definitely knew coming in that there was a little bit of a perception of what corporate cannabis was going to be, specifically us, where we look a little bit higher end. But we wanted to come in and we want to do right by our neighbors, and we want to make sure that they're comfortable with us as we are with them. And so that kind of leads into the next thing of a program that we call 31420, and I'll actually let Ruth kind of talk about that real quick.
Yeah. That's an awesome, just community-based program that each store kind of creates its own community. Like, for instance, Cherokee Street just has a bunch of different stores that they'll just put the sign on the outside, and everybody that works at the store will get a percentage off at Swade, and just kind of vice versa with, like, you know, settling on that. But then also we'll be able to highlight their store, once a month or whenever it's kind of necessary. And those customers that will come in with a receipt can also get that percentage off. So
It's like a reciprocal
Yes.
discount. Nice.
yes, and just keeping it within the community. And I mean, a lot of the managers have done a great job at going out and reaching the businesses and making sure that, they are the ones that are community based rather than the big jobs. So,
I like that.
Yeah, and with that, I mean, like our Cherokee dispensary, they've joined the Community Improvement District. Our Delmar location, they're part of the Skinker Developer Development Group. So we're trying to cement ourselves as part of these neighborhoods. I mean, they're iconic neighborhoods around St. Louis. They're known entities. They've been established for a long time. People know what to expect when they go there, and now they're like, oh, who's this corporate cannabis guy coming in here thinking they own the place? Well, we don't. We know that. We know that we want to be good neighbors. We want to reward the people who live and work in these areas, and I think we're doing a pretty good job with that.
I like that.
I went to the Chamber of Commerce event. I forgot about that, and it was so interesting to just be there. And they're like, "Oh, cannabis," and like in Ellisville, and I'm like, "Yeah," and just people loved it. They were like, "Okay, we'll definitely just stop by." So it's just that's kind of breaking the stigma, just being out there for them. So
I love changing those perceptions. People, I mean, not even just about us. People have perceptions about what the cannabis industry is as a whole. Yeah. And then they come into our dispensary and they're like, okay, this is a little different. This is kind of nice. I feel, I'm not meeting some guy behind a van, down by the river, something like that. But rather, it's warm, it's inviting. We invite people to come in, look around, pick up, touch stuff, look at it, smell it, find a product that works for you.
I like it.
Speaking of, well, maybe we should look at the product.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Hey, this all sounds good, but do it taste fire though? Because I know that dude by the riverside, he got that fire. So hey, man. All right, let me go ahead and pull out the fun box real quick. Let's see what's up.
Oh. Yeah. What are we going to smoke it out of? Are we passing or not passing? You set a rule, and then it has been broken from there on.
Yeah, it really has.
I know.
Should I roll more than one?
I don't know.
I don't
Or there's
know
like...
either. Well, it's just me and you, so you don't want to.
Out of it.
All right.
To fill it up.
Yeah.
I have a water bottle. It's just that easy.
I think it's smart.
Yep.
I'm rolling something. You know how I do.
What'd you pick up there?
This is the Kush mints, and I believe the Scooby Doo.
Scooby snacks.
Scooby snacks. Scooby snacks.
Oh yeah.
Scooby Doo, Scooby snacks. I'm tripping.
It's just his food. It's fine.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Let's see.
This is tricky. I'm filling up a bubbler with a water bottle.
You're
Don't
doing a
worry
great
about
job.
it. I'm going to
It's
get it. It's going well. Shut up. I haven't even spilled any of it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man. Not by the soundboard.
Better watch out. You got some expensive equipment there.
Okay. I'm getting close.
All right. Oh, so I guess, we need to run down the presentation. Yeah, all right. So this is real deal, y'all. We about to do a whole, review.
A whole Sinse review.
That's right.
Which I kind of feel bad
Scooby
because
snacks.
we're not the growers, so we can't really judge. Yeah,
That's
so.
true.
Well, y'all represent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so packaging for this, even for dispensaries, I'm not gonna lie, this is it's pretty nice. I see I got the QR code on it, so does it give you all the facts on the QR code, or what's up?
That will not. If you scan that, it will not go anywhere. So.
Damn, see? She's
Okay.
He said-
Oh,
You
you
try.
already said- Oh, yeah.
okay. So then what I got it on here for then? What's it supposed to do eventually?
So they eventually will go to something, but that's
Gotcha.
actually more for our use. When we scan that, that's like the barcode. It is the metric number. That's the tracking number it's got. But it just makes it easier on our end to scan it and make sure we're staying in compliance.
See, this is something new, we see a lot of homegrown stuff, so on the packaging, it's a little different. Shout out to all the homegrowers, yo. All right, but on the packaging though, I am gonna go ahead and give this a 5. This is actually really nice. Not gonna lie.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm trying to think of the word to, describe the style. It's like, I cannot think of it. It's like a certain, it's like a kind of like Hate Street, kind of but sort of like,
It gives me that Roaring 20s vibe.
Yeah. New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans, old school St.
Yeah,
Louis kind of style.
yeah.
It's got the Florida Lee. It's got the feel. I don't know how to describe it either, but I know what you're talking about.
Marijuana stickers covering made in or cultivated in St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cute. Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay, so
Pretty colors, green and gold.
I know.
Yeah.
let's go ahead and open this up. It's got the nice sealing to it too. Ooh, wow. What kind of seal is this? I know it's not a vacuum seal. What is this?
It's heat sealed.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it hit the smell very well because as soon as I opened it, like, wow. Gassed right on up. Oh, okay. There we go. Got it open. Oh, yeah. Smells real good.
Yeah, it smells good. What is it again? The Scooby. Oh, this is the Kush mints.
Yeah, Cushman's.
So I just smoked some Kush mints recently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We both did,
Grown
yeah.
by Bitcoin.
Yep.
And it was really, really good. It's
Yeah.
actually one of the favorites I've smoked lately. So I'm glad you brought this.
That's one of my favorites too. So, and it's one of the better ones we've had lately. So, not that they all aren't great, but
Our growers
One
have
of
since been
my-
putting out some pretty good stuff.
I
lately.
know the blueberry muffin, like you said, was great,
Yeah, blueberry muffin is a good
and
one.
the caramel apple gelato was another one that
Mm.
smells fantastic.
So you've been smoking on that Gelato 33 lately. That's what's been coming through
Yeah.
here. That sounds good, though.
So do you have any information? Like, what are the effects that we might feel from the Kush mints?
Definitely euphoric. The tingling sensations. It's uplifting to some people, kind of, and because I know this is one of the ones that me and Madeline both like. Most like me and this girl that we work with have opposite endocannabinoid systems, so most of the things that I like she can't stand, but this is something that works out for both of us, and yeah, it's definitely more of an uplifting, happy feeling. So
We need to get somebody on who really can speak to the whole endocannabinoid system. Did you do like your own research on that?
yeah, but I work with like several people who've been through the program at SLU, and
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's a lot, but it is also, it's everybody's got one, and it's,
Yeah. Yeah, I understand the basic concepts, but I need to dig more into it before I can talk about it and not sound stupid.
oh,
I guess I shouldn't
Same.
have.
And there's just so much to it.
Yeah.
There's always
Yeah.
new cannabinoids and terpenes, that kind of stuff.
I shouldn't have fully grinded it up, but what we giving it for looks?
Okay, of the actual herb for
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it. Let me see it again.
Well, I already.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just grinded it up.
I remember. Don't worry. Yeah, it looked nice. I think I'm gonna give it like a 4.3.
Okay.
deal.
All right.
Love the 3.
I'll get a 4.5.
Oh,
Oh, no. Smell. Oh, that's coming up next. Yeah. Shout out K Valley.
Down in the valley where the girls get naked.
That's her special intro.
Smell. Doesn't smell too bad. Showing you. I'll give it a 4 on the smell.
Oh god, I just literally inhaled it in my nose. That was kind of nice, kind of refreshing.
It's a different way to do it.
Hey man, this
I
ain't
should not
cannibal.
recommend that. That's not a
That's how you
recommended
do it.
method, right? Okay.
Hey, I don't think it's cannibal.
I'll give it a solid 4. I think that, to me, from my experience, is the biggest challenge that you have. Would you agree? In like large scale commercial product is the smell, preserving the smell.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. And again, I'm definitely not the grower, but I do know that the more you grow, like the harder it is to maintain that consistent smell across everything.
Well, I think just the packaging and the timing of it, and,
Right.
keeping it super fresh.
I'll let you get your.
Oh yeah, okay.
Now I get the rest.
That's one thing I've noticed is the smells tend to be lacking, but the look was really nice,
That's good.
and
You need more?
it does smell good. No, that's probably fine.
Oh, yep.
We got lighters.
Yeah, they hooked us up with the accessories and all that too. Shout out to Swade, man. Hooking
We
us
love
up.
our swag.
Yeah.
We do. Got all sorts of things.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got some bomb shit though.
Oh wow, that's like a very flavorful taste. It's like very distinct.
Really?
Well, I'm smoking out of my favorite thing to smoke out of today.
A bubbler.
A bubbler. I didn't quite put enough water in, and now it's too late, but it's okay. You gotta have the right amount of water to make it hit the smoothest that it can.
Oh yeah. I've never perfected
No.
any of the pipes. I'm always rolling.
That's as sophisticated as my, what do you call these? Apparatus
That's great.
knowledge
yeah.
goes. I don't know how to like set up a dab rig or, no,
I
I'm
bought
not
a
that
Puffco.
advanced.
I bought a Puffco because I just invested into it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's too easy. So
See, like, I don't know. I love processes. So, like, rolling, like, you know, lighting it up, like, you know, I'm doing some hardcore drugs or some shit like that. You know, I don't know. It just gives you that rush, you know?
Right.
oh yeah.
Hey, I don't know. It's like doing it the old school way.
That actually tastes really nice and hits really smooth.
Yeah, my bad. Okay. So, yeah, would you say y'all prefer method of smoking was? Did y'all say yet?
Like method? Oh,
Yeah.
I usually have cones, but yeah.
Okay.
Can't roll, but
Yeah.
No, I can't
Got
roll
the
to save my
cones.
life, but I'll take a cone. I'll take
Yeah.
a cone like that.
Shit, I can't roll either. I'm using a joint roller.
I can't either. I can roll blunts. That's it. My joints, I mean, I could do it if it was a matter of survival where I had no other tools.
100%.
But, yeah.
And if I don't have cones, I've got papers. Like I've got that. I
I'll
can
figure it out.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Facts. Like today, so usually we're using hand wraps. Shout out Justin, but today we're gonna go ahead and check out and see what these Swade papers hit for.
Yeah, is there anything to know about those?
I've only heard good things.
Yeah.
So yeah, most patients.
They're 100%. They're raw hemp.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's what's up.
So the taste was good. I'm gonna give it a 4.4.
4.4. Okay.
It was actually pretty smooth. There's like a little bit of harshness at the very end, but really not bad at all.
So on the smooth harsh, what you gonna give it?
I'll give it a 4. I don't. These are so hard for me to do. We'll give it a 3.8. Wait. 8.5.
All right.
A 3.8.
No, I fucked it up. I was gonna make it a 3-digit number. I was gonna make it a 4.75.
Yeah. Good.
High praise so far for the Cushman. Shout
we'll
out
take
to our
it.
Yeah.
growers, Aaron, Morgan, Justin,
Yeah.
and AJ.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it takes a village.
It does.
It's a big job.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, to manage a facility of that scale is not no easy task.
So I do like these papers. I like the fact that y'all got a magnet on them. That's some exclusive shit. I ain't never seen that before.
Well, now you got a lifetime supply. So
Yeah. Shout out to the box, yo. All right.
Yeah, now I need to learn how to roll joints.
Finally got mine done. Took a minute here. All right, let me check that
Lighter.
lighter. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh shit, we didn't do the drop.
Hey, bro.
What up?
Ready to smoke?
Ha. All right. Let's go. See what this hit for, y'all.
The suspense.
I know, right?
We need like some music in the background.
I know. I'm like,
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
This is good.
no, it's like way too much.
I got enough. Yeah.
Y'all don't understand once y'all see the
We're
video.
on pins and needles over here, waiting.
So on the taste, I said it's got an interesting taste to it. I'm gonna give it a 4 or 5 on the taste. But on the smoothness, the harshness, it is a little bit more harsh than I would like. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm gonna give it a 3 on the harshness.
Going in. But hey, you know what? I always used to, like our Uber ratings, our rating scales are kind of skewed.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Do you have to do performance reviews, Jack?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Don't you think they're a little skewed, our rating scales? Like people expect perfect 5s.
Oh no.
And if you don't get a perfect 5, like, you know, like your Uber rating, your Yelp rating, like, you know, as a business, if you see anything less than a 5, you're like, oh no. At least that's how I feel.
Oh, I like to read the details. I'm all about reading reviews.
Yeah, I love reading reviews, actually. I mean, that's kind of how we get better. I mean, if everyone gave us a 5 or everyone gave us a 1, that doesn't really help us. But it's honestly those 3-star reviews that help us the most. 3 stars with a little bit of feedback. Okay, cool. That's something I can improve on.
Right, right.
So like with this, I usually like the smooth hit and not to really too much feel it. Mm-hmm. But like when I breathe it in a little bit, I can feel it on the back of my throat a little bit, that burn.
Sure.
But other than that,
nice. I feel great.
yeah, I like the taste of it. It's actually got a really good taste to it. You can definitely take that like that mint flavor. Mm-hmm. You could definitely it's got it to it.
No, that's one strain I haven't tried yet.
Yeah, I like this.
What's your overall on it?
Overall, I'm gonna give it. I'm still gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm
That's
good.
pretty high praise. I'll take that. That's good.
What about you, Love?
Yeah. I think mine ended up a little higher because if you do the actual math, right, there was like math that could have been done there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the math is, but I'm gonna say.
Plug into the formula.
Yeah. No, it's nice. I think the smell is I feel like the hard thing to get to stay right, on a large batch, but.
Yeah, and that's the other part too. This is part of a larger grow, and we're used to,
Small batch
grows. Yeah.
is it creates a different quality, but people will debate you to the end of the earth that outdoor sun grown, there's nothing that can compare, but you think about that, those are large crops. You can get really good quality out of large crops. You can do it for sure.
Yeah.
It's just about a lot of things.
Yeah. A lot of variables that go into it.
Yeah, it's just about a lot of things. Yep. Oh man.
Okay, so I feel like we should get kind of laxed about this. So, what was I gonna say? Smoking experiences. What's some good smoking stories that you guys got?
You got some bad ones.
Ooh, okay.
You
I like it.
You want a bad edible experience? How about that?
Oh,
Hell yeah,
we
let's
all
go.
have one.
Doesn't everyone have at least one bad
Yeah.
edible experience? Well, mine was in college. And this is probably one of our first times. We made our own. We made our own brownies, and first time ever trying this. So you can probably get where this is going. Not only that, but we were watching the worst high movie of all time. We were watching The Purge. So we're not watching anything we can laugh at. We're not watching a goofy movie or anything like that. We're watching some serious shit. And so
Sounds awful.
yeah, no, it wasn't not a good time. We were young and dumb, and yeah. So we make this batch of brownies. I don't even know how much we put in it, but we don't really realize that you need to wait a while, especially your first time. First time doing edibles, it's like, okay, take one, see how you feel. We didn't do that. We all take one. I'm with probably 3 or 4 of my real good buddies, my roommates. We all take one. We're all watching the movie. We're like, okay, I'm not really getting much out of this. So we all take a second one. Still not much going on. No, not much happening. It's like, okay. No, about half of us are like, I'm just gonna go to bed and let this go to rest. Well, my idiot self and one of my other roommates are like, yeah, let's go ahead and take a third one. I have no idea how much is in this, but right after I eat the third one, the first one kicks in. And I'm just like, oh no, here we go. So I kind of it ramps up pretty quick from that. I mean, because I've had 3 of these pretty high dose edibles in about 30 minutes. And I kind of come to I'm pacing back and forth between my living room and kitchen, pacing. And I eventually kind of come to, and I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, Jack, you have to get yourself together. Pull it together here. What is going on? And at this point, I'm like, I'm not having a good time. I'm straight up not having a good time. And so I called my girlfriend at the time, same girlfriend I broke up with because she was smoking too much weed.
This is her fault, huh?
Yeah. Let's bring all of my ex-girlfriend. Yeah, that's great. Can't wait for my wife to listen to this episode.
Hey, nah, she's just gonna know you upgraded, and that's why.
I upgraded to the max, no doubt about that.
Hey, oh damn! Hold on, wait. Shit. There we go. All right, and drop a bomb for the wife. There you go.
Yeah, she's great. But anyway, I called my girlfriend at the time, and I'm like, hey, I am too high. I need some help. So she's a nurse. She's working at the time, so it's going to be 2 or 3 hours before she can get there. by the time you get there, I have no idea, like, space, time, what's happening. I kind of come to again. I'm in the shower, and my body can't decide if I want it hot, do I want it cold. So I'm in the shower for about 3 hours. I'm in the fetal position. She comes, and she's like, okay, let's get you to bed. Come on, let's go in here. And by this time, I'm still going up. Still going up. Damn. I get to the bedroom. That's when I start hallucinating. And so this is not... Again, this is like one of my first experiences with cannabis ever. So I'm hallucinating, and I don't know if you guys ever played Mario Kart.
Yeah.
You know, the Rainbow Road?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I'm on the Rainbow Road.
Oh, that's
I'm
hard.
living. It was great. It was, you know, looking back at it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of dope. But I'm on the Rainbow Road, and I'm living other people's lives. People's lives are like zooming past me. Like, boom, I was Barack Obama. Then I was the Dalai Lama. And then I was this homeless guy. And then I was another drug addict. And I was like, in like seconds, I was living these people's lives. And yeah, that was my bad cannabis experience.
It doesn't sound that bad.
I was gonna say shit.
It's a little intense.
It was
Whatever y'all got them
for-
brownies from, I want some of that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Come over my house, we'll
exactly.
make some. No, like the only reason it was bad is because my first time I had no clue what to expect. You know, from then on out, it's all been, you know, I know when to smoke, where to smoke, what environments I need to be in, that kind of stuff.
Hell yeah.
Haven't had that kind of experience since, but yeah, first time it's kind of scary.
Okay.
Little 20-year-old me was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's fun.
Still happens to me every great now and then.
Yeah.
I misjudge but now you just know you're just gotta get through it.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Yeah, exactly.
This will
Now I can
pass.
talk myself to it, or
Yeah.
talk myself out of it. No, like tell myself it's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm a self-proclaimed super lightweight.
Right.
What about
That's
you?
nice
Ruth?
though.
Well, I would say I've had probably more bad experiences than like funny stories, just because I think as an adult I've just been really medicinal using it rather than like exploring and having fun. But yes, similarly to that, I took a brownie, got it in Vegas, and I was like, oh, this is great. Seems pretty like, you know, it's not going to be a whole, but it was 500 milligrams.
Oh no.
And I hadn't, you know, probably done over 20 milligrams in a day.
Right.
But I didn't want to waste any money, so I consumed the entire thing before
shit.
I go.
Oh, I think
Got
a
on the
lot of
plane
people.
home.
Did you say you were in Vegas?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are doing that coming home from Vegas
Oh,
now.
they are.
I think
They
that
are.
the rates of that has gone
I
up.
just felt like I should do it. I couldn't just abandon it, and it was a lot, and it felt like a lot. And it was, I mean, it was a good experience. I didn't hallucinate. I just went into a very deep sleep, and then woke up still high,
Yeah.
which doesn't usually happen with
Right.
smoking. I don't think so.
Right.
As much. So.
Yo, I hate planes. I gotta do that next time.
Oh yeah, it definitely made the trip so much quicker. So.
Oh, I don't think I would like that.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah. Well, because I also didn't. It wasn't too trippy. It was like, okay, you're gonna go to bed. No, like it wasn't.
what's
Yeah,
up.
which was nice because I've had friends and people who've had just really negative, scary experiences. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I don't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like being in control.
Yep.
Like as soon as I, you know, whether have too many beers, have too many edibles, whatever it is, once I'm at that point, I'm like, shit, I gotta go. Like I can't be a part of this anymore.
Yeah.
See, I ain't that bad. I was just like, if I'm there, I'm like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I wish I had that mindset. I wish I could get there. I'm working on it. I'm easing into it.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, I mean, shit, y'all on TooT3rp. That's a start. Hey,
That's true.
I do a little of both. I'm usually not doing that, but like, 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Like
a little
kind
bit of both.
mental reset a little
Yeah.
bit too. You know, you got to go to the edge sometimes.
Yep.
I like that. Yo, is that the? That might, I gotta figure out something with that. I like that.
That could get tricky. I know what you're thinking.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we definitely talking after that. I like that. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, should we start the second one?
What one? Oh, okay.
Scooby snacks.
All right, I got it.
I like it. All right. Do we got it? Oh, okay, perfect. Yes. All right. So.
Oh, okay.
This is more of a hybrid indica.
Okay.
So yeah, it's nice, relaxing, good. Just people say like a waterfall over your body type feeling. So.
Ooh, I like that.
I like the look of this one better than the Kush Mints. It's more bright green and red. The Kush Mints was all kind of like light green and sort of like white, frosty. Okay. man. This is one of those nights for me.
It's Monday night.
Monday night.
Mondays are my Sundays because we're closed on Mondays.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
It's my Sunday. It's my late Sunday afternoon.
That is probably nice. End it like this.
That's really smooth and like a very like easy taste. I don't know. A little bit tastes piney, like limey a little bit.
What you giving? Yeah, what you giving on the look?
On the look, I actually like the look pretty good. I think it's like a 4.6. I like the way that weed looks. And on the smells pretty good. It's very mild. It just overall feels like a very like mild strain. Cultivar. I know the proper word, but sometimes I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
it's
yeah.
a strain to me. But
Let's see. On the look, I'm gonna get a 4 or 5. I like the way it looks. And I'll make this one quick this time. Let me get that Jamaica pipe.
which one's that? This?
Yeah. Shouts out to Jamaica.
That overall, I like that one better.
Like
That was
that one?
more for me.
Yeah.
And
I feel like more tingly, a little more like clear-headed.
yeah, it's definitely not something that you can't do anything. Yeah, you can do stuff on it, but still stay relaxed. and
Yeah, I can. I like to smoke to do something. I like to smoke to clean. I like to smoke to relax. And I like to smoke a little bit or have a little bit for working. But for me, I don't really like to work while too medicated.
I just get too distracted. If I'm trying to do anything
Yeah,
too medicated,
yeah.
I get nothing done. Nothing at all.
You just get, I get distracted too. I'm like, I'd rather not do that right now.
I'll either get distracted
do
or I'll
something
get hyper focused on the wrong thing.
I don't know. Sometimes, like, because I deal with pain in my feet, I got really bad flat feet. So sometimes just like to even get up to go to work because I got a manual labor job. So sometimes that really helps with the pain. Kind of eases it out.
Yeah, and I'm definitely a wake and bake person. I just to kind of just set myself up for the day and get a feeling for where I'm at, and then honestly not throughout the day too much until like potentially maybe lunchtime. But yeah, it works out throughout the day. It's just kind of to shake it off and just relieve the anxiety right before the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Get your mind right. For real, though.
We're getting ready for the second review.
Oh, yeah.
We need the suspense
Pressure.
music.
Yeah, I like this one more.
Good. Okay.
A little smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot smoother. Yeah.
The Scooby snacks is the winner of the night. There's a bunch of products to try though.
Oh yeah. I brought them a bunch of different things.
Oh my
'cause,
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
there's
can't
just an
remember 'em all.
assortment of stuff that we sell now. So
I like this. On the taste, I'm gonna give this a 4 or 5.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tasting anything in particular over there? I think she mentioned some fruity flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
See
the
so
fruit.
too?
Yeah, I'm getting it. And then with the smoothest harshness, I'm gonna give this. A 5 on the smooth. Yeah, this one was a lot more smooth.
yeah, that's what I thought too. Comparable. I mean, not necessarily comparably to the Kush mints, but the Scooby snacks.
Yeah, yeah, I like this one.
So your flour, how much? What would you say in the shop? Like, what proportion of what kind of products are you selling? Or do you sell mostly flour?
In LSFO, we sell a lot of vapes and a lot of edibles, and just more or less things that are easy to conceal for like, I mean, and just the edibles are nice for new users, and so I think that's what we find the most of. So yeah, but whenever it comes to flour, we have a lot of people looking for help with pain. So more of the hybrid and indica dominance. So even though there aren't as many sativas available, it's not what people are usually looking for. So.
See, I like the sativa to start the day out.
I'll say, yeah. Always looking for them, but it's kind of nice that there are that many. Definitely, there's just a variety so that people can be able to switch up and just jolt their endocannabinoid system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So overall, what did you give this one?
It's better. I like it better than the last one. I'll give it a 4.6.
Okay. All right. I actually like this one a lot more better. I'm gonna give this one a 4.7. Yeah.
All right.
It's
That's some pretty
4.7.
high praise. Appreciate that,
Yeah.
guys.
No problem.
Awesome, thank you.
Sure. All right. So trying to think.
I know. I think we got to most of our. So we talked you kind of talked to it a bit. Can you say anything more about like how Swade is building, so you talked about like the perception, and so how are you kind of building any kind of bridges? I think coming on here is one, in my opinion,
Sure.
if I had to say, but building bridges with the, home grower, traditional market scene. Is there anything else? I mean, I think coming here and talking to us, knowing that we have, mostly our community is home growers, and they're not your typical dispensary customer usually. But, I think there's definitely some places that we can come together. So, what do you think that Swade is doing, or how are you all doing that well?
I think it kind of goes back to our 31420 program. I mean, a lot of the people who live and work in our neighborhoods are also home growers. There's big apartment complexes right across the street from our dispensary in the Grove, where I know there's a handful of home growers there, but they're also patrons of ours. So, I mean, it's just partly just education. We want to be there. I'm certainly not anti-home grower, not anti-caregiver, any of that kind of stuff. And then I already lost my train of thought. But we also try to be representative of the neighborhoods we're in. That's the people who live and work in those areas also work in our dispensary. That way, people who are a home grower or are new to this or whatever it is, they're going to feel represented when they come into our store. So, people in the Grove, it's a very LGBTQ friendly area. Well, so are the people who work in our stores. We feel like we're pretty represented there. So people who frequent that area, go with that area, are going to feel comfortable coming to our store. Same with in our Cherokee dispensary. We pay an extra $1 an hour if you speak Spanish, because that's a very Hispanic area. Again, we want the people living in that area to be represented in that store. Again, a ton of home growers who live and work in those areas. So I think that's kind of what we're doing. It's how we're somewhat bridging the gap. There's also two really, really important programs that we're a part of. Number one being the Last Prisoner Project. The Last Prisoner Project, if you're not familiar with it, their aim is to get low-level, nonviolent cannabis prisoners out of jail. Right now, there's 40,000 across the United States who, are in jail for doing what Ruth and I do every day. And that's horrible. And we wouldn't be in our positions without them, sacrificing, themselves, being advocates, and for those guys, I'm kind of eternally grateful. A more recent partnership is a group called Exit Now, and they are focused on putting minorities through these SLU programs specifically to get them an education and get them a job in the cannabis industry, because they're, for the most part, pretty underrepresented in the cannabis industry and prosecuted as well. I think minorities are 2 to 4 times as likely to be prosecuted for a joint or a small amount of cannabis. So those two programs are extremely important to us and what we do.
Because one of the things I had asked you about when we had our meeting was about, like I said, I see that Swade is in the community and whatnot, and they really are. But one of the things I noticed was the lack of storefronts in some of the North County area, which is predominantly black. And you explained it to me, but I was just wondering if you could explain it.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to how dispensaries were awarded just in general. So we actually did apply for 2 dispensaries in North County, and we just didn't get them. There were, I'm not totally familiar with the scoring system, but our applications in those areas just didn't score high enough. There are definitely dispensaries up there. Unfortunately, no Swades. It certainly wasn't for a lack of trying. Because I agree, it's super important. You know, we don't want to be that cannabis company who comes in and we're going to play it safe or only go to the certain neighborhoods. Even though the perception is there, we definitely tried and we wanted to be represented up there.
Gotcha. Appreciate that. No, definitely. Like I said, I see the things that you guys are doing, and reaching out to us is part of doing so. So I really do appreciate you all coming on. Like, this was dope.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it wouldn't have happened if Ruth hadn't reached out.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah.
I hope we can kind of continue this relationship. We have a lot of really good people who work for us. Would probably like to get some of our growers out here who can kind of explain their products and their growing process a little bit better.
Oh, hell yeah.
Maybe even give you a little tour of the facilities. So there's a lot of cool things that we can do.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. We definitely need to make this happen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, shit. If anything, we're gonna have the head of Swade on here one day. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
No problem. Thank you guys for
Really
having us.
appreciate
It's
you
been a
guys.
lot, so thanks.
Well, that's dope. All right. So let us know where to find Swade and then y'all individually as well.
Cool. Yeah, you can find me. I'm kind of in and out of all 5 of our stores any day of the week. Really, I'm pretty much on call for Swade and our employees 7 days a week. We've got 5 stores, one on Cherokee Street, one in the Grove, and one in the Del Mar Loop right across the street from the pageant. And we've got 2 kind of out in the county, one in St. Charles, or one in St. Peter's rather, and then one in Ellisville where Ruth works.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you can find me in Ellisville. That's where I'll be. So, yeah.
All right. And then you can find Swade on Instagram, right?
Find us, Swade_Canna on Instagram or SwadeCannabis.com.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you. You know where you can find me. We're down on Ivanhoe, Grow Gear, South City, Lindenwood Park neighborhood, and on Instagram at Grow Gear STL.
Hell yeah. All right. Y'all already know. Like I said, this was a good one. I really like this one. So let's get this shit going. Let me try this. Give them a second real quick.
Do their
It's a
thing.
donut.
Oh yeah, it's like that's on the regular on there. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so shout out to homie Ryan. You can already find him at Ryan Risky Fargo on all social media platforms. Shout out Flucker. Follow that on Instagram, and then make sure you follow TooT3rpd on Instagram, and make sure you check out our YouTube channel. Yeah, our TooT3rpd YouTube channel, and then also send out text and voicemails to the TooT3rpd hotline 314-399-9711. And then don't forget to follow me, Donovan 2408, on all social media platforms. It wasn't too bad. All right, y'all. This is a good one.
Yeah, that was fun. I really appreciate you guys having us on.
Hell
yeah. I was looking forward to this, and it was great.
No, this is dope. Y'all did good.
Oh, thanks.
This definitely won't be the last time.
Yeah, I'll get better at it.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to make this happen again. All right, y'all. It's been another episode of the TooT3rpd Podcast. We'll see you next time.
It's 2 2 2
Terp.